Thank you, and solidarity, sisters and brothers. I'm delighted to be given this opportunity to share this message with you all. I'm speaking on as many platforms as possible about the very real issues before us. Today, right now, workers and communities are once again being lined up to pay the price for crisis not of their making. In Ireland, as in many other areas, workers are struggling with a rocketing cost of living and energy costs, while many employers are trying to suppress their pay and conditions, the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. So let's be very clear. Workers are under attack, and we as a movement must not allow this to happen. We have to step up to the plate. It's what unions are for. It's time for the political tail to stop wagging the industrial dog. It's been just 8 months since I was elected to be General Secretary of Unite. And in that time, Unite has been involved in more industrial disputes than at any other time in our history. We began to bring reps together across industries to build practical plans and to push back on pay restraints. We built a disputes unit that is still growing, bringing together economists, forensic accountants to give reps and activists the tools they need to take on bad employers. We've got our lawyers to better defend Unite shop stewards, and we've secured the best strike pay out there. But there is still so much to do. We face unprecedented challenges. A cost of living crisis, rocketing fuel prices, emboldened employers. You only have to look at P&O, job cuts, wage cuts, attacks on our reps, a mental health crisis in the workplace, and of course, the new round of automation. We cannot address these challenges without building real working class trade union power. And that means taking a cold, hard look at where we are now. Because let's be honest, unions are just not present in many, many workplaces, and we are invisible in many communities. We now need to change this. We need to show workers that strong unions can win on their issues. This has to start by getting back to the workplace and focusing on jobs, pay and conditions. We know that employers are trying to suppress pay and make workers pay for the current crisis. We know that shareholders' dividends have been going up much faster than wages. And we know that CEOs continue to bag eye-watering salaries. So we can't wait. We have to be focused right now on delivering for workers, getting money out of the boardroom and into the pockets of workers. Because without this foundation stone, all the rest, the political talk within unions, will forever remain just that, talk. In my own union right now, we're taking action in well over 100 areas and winning better pay. I've been on the picket line with members and you can really feel there is a desire to see change. We are pushing back employers and we are winning. Workers will join unions that are effective and deliver on jobs, pay and conditions, doing what it says on the trade union tin. This is the start of building real working class power. But of course it cannot end there. To build our strength, we must bring workers together, not only across one workplace, but across industries and sectors of the economy. And that is why we need to look at reform from within, as well as take on the fights of today. In many of our unions, our structures were built well over 100 years ago for a very different economy at a very different time. Often we are creating our own accidental barriers that make it hard for us to win. We can sometimes make it difficult for workers in the same union to come together. Within Unite, we are developing shop stewards combines and bringing our reps together across companies and industries, building economic power to protect workers. In cases where we have multiple site bargaining separately, it is still possible to act as one. It is only by bringing reps together that we can build our unions. Sometimes this also means working internationally across borders to bring reps together globally who work for the same firm. We need to look outside and see where the real decisions are being made. Who holds the real power? Is it the plant manager in Limerick or is it the CEO in New York? Because it's only by facing the bad employer on an equal footing, that we are really able to win. And we cannot do this without international trade unionism and international struggle. We must build power in our communities. Because whilst the workplace will always be primary for me, we also need to reach out. Using the principle of solidarity, not charity. work that people can see and that they can actually touch. I want campaigns that organise communities around their issues, where we identify decision makers and take them on, whether that be landlords or councils, and doing this through effective campaigning in the communities themselves. I've often said there is no politician coming over the hill to save us, but by building real power in our workplaces and in our communities, we can force decision makers to listen to everyday people, and they need to listen. Of course, this will not happen overnight. There are absolutely no magic wands. We need to do the hard miles of organising that is ahead. We need to do this ourselves. And when I look at our movement, I see the potential for making the lives of ordinary, everyday people much, much better. We have no choice but to knuckle down and get on with it. We need to get back to the workplace and we need to get back to the people. We need to build the confidence to show workers that we can win on their issues. And we need to drive change for workers from a strong industrial and community base. That way, we can really build working class power. Building power for workers that will last. Thank you for listening, and solidarity.